a couple of days back, I made a video talking about how a friend of mine made an introduction for me to give a response on behalf of Tirena's Apostolic Church and Apostle Mokoena to the claims and the things that were being said on Radio Khosheletsani by his ex-wife. Now, it's his ex-wife. If he wants to respond to his ex-wife, he can do so. I don't know anything about that story. And so Mabocho went out and he did a podcast after that announcement. In the video, I am very clear about how the story came about. But Mabocho still wanted to paint his own version or story. Now, before I get to that, I want to just announce here, Apostle Mokoena has responded to Khosheletsani. And particularly to Khosheletsani having issues with him responding. And so this has become a two-part response. It didn't have to be, but it has become that because of some of the things that he said in that podcast, which, if it was me, I would have not said. But he said certain things in that podcast that painted a certain narrative, and I believe that's why he got this particular response. Now, he might have not published this by now. I was sent this early on, and so I'm making this particular upload. I've said my approach, guys, sometimes it's important to listen to how people phrase their story. I said I'm going to come at these particular responses as a media personality. I said that very clearly. I'm not taking nobody's side. They want to respond to certain things. They can come up, show the things that they want to respond to, and we put it out there. And that's how I was going to. I was very clear in the video. But no, it was not enough. They had to go and paint me as if I'm an evil person. Now, he made it even worse for himself.
10 million. Wana 10 million so hare alo kopana le tsona ntho tse jwang and they never worked. They have tried to tsa bo di lawsuit tsa but they have failed. It never worked. Moporo, it never worked. Bishop Zone, it never worked. So, but I don't think Ndate Mokoena I think nkile ka bua le Ndate Mokoena nna personally.
Yeah.
Alright. Ndate Mokoena ke motho le ngwe o rata hore a batle tsela ya rona dintho di rarolwa jwang di solve jwang. Na ile hore ke nnete boemo bo tla bentse bo moetsa hore a leke ho ipata.
Understand why I say he made it worse for himself. If I make an episode and I say, listen, this sounds like a lawsuit, why would you go and record a video days after I've told you this sounds like a lawsuit? And then you say, you know what, this person that we're talking about, and you say his name, Apostle Mokoena, he likes to find a way to solve things. And there are certain things you don't think he would be able to answer for. So I just told you, sounds like a lawsuit. Why would you say that? Even if you believe that, why would you say that on a video? But anyways, if you're wondering what I'm talking about, there's a verse that I want to read here, and I want you to hear what this verse says, and then we can talk about it towards the end, okay? It's Matthew chapter number 5, verse number 7 and 8. This is what it says. Blessed are the merciful, for they shall obtain mercy. Then the next verse says, blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. If you've been in our discipleship classes, we've dealt with these verses, with this particular portion, what it means to see God. It's not talking about see God. People have been talking about Apostle Mokoena. This one time when he says, I want to respond, people are angry. No, why respond over there? Why respond over there? He wants to respond. Can't he? Do you care that these people say or answer to the things that you claim? But then you paint this idea that, oh no, you don't. How? He says he's going to run the story and then he will give them.
Hape ke gola la mono ke la ka hlalosa hore re tlo fa mme Mokoena monyetla hore a bue ditaba tsa hae ke ra sitisa mo eleto la hae ha qeta then e be re tate Mokoena o hle ditaba kaofela ke tse o reng ha o ikarabela.
And I was like, that's not how that works. That's not how the right of response works. A right of response is not, okay, no, I have a story here, I'm going to run with this story, and then I'll come to you. It's not how it works. Especially with how you do in your episodes, right? But at that point, I wanted to kind of delve into this particular response that they got, and why I say it is a two-portion response. In my first episode, I said, this sounds like a lawsuit. Now, I said it sounds like a lawsuit on the part of the wife. Right? The wife is the one that's saying these things and the whole nine jazz. But then now, he did that episode, and I don't know if he sent a message to Apostle Mokoena after doing that podcast, because this is a response to invitation and an announcement to legal lawsuit. Why'd you do that? Because I'm going to say to you, I'm going to tell you guys, the things that he said in there, that only make the situation worse. And by the way, forget about it. They've already downloaded it. They already have it public by now. By the time you say things about these people, they're going to go and download those videos and then probably get in touch with you later. So by the time they're getting in touch with you, it's because they've already... So, to Radio Khosheletsane is what the message says. Dear Ntate Mabocho, right? And then he says, your invitation received via WhatsApp on even date, on even, I think it means today, it's lawyer language, on even date bears reference. Okay, so I'm not sure if the invitation was sent, like I said, I'm only forwarded this by media team over there, not by Apostle. So I can't ask questions. When was that part? Okay? And so it is rather unfortunate that you did not deem it fit to afford me a right to respond in accordance with the spirit of you. Difficult English there. And when you have a story that talks on a certain individual, you have to tell them, we're going to put this out and this is what we have. And unfortunately, YouTube does not give us time to do that. We're just going to run episodes and stuff like that before we do that. But on television, you will notice, for example, the BBC documentaries that they did on TB Joshua, they mention at the end, the church didn't want to respond. The Al Jazeera documentaries that were spoken about, and at the end of them, they say, you know, this particular person where we spoke about and this other person, they did not want to respond at the time of this thingy. All right? And so to show that they did actually send them, and I think that's what he's talking about. The principle prior to going public with one-sided story, there is time what that has done to my good name, character, and my church as a brand. And then he says, this left me with no other option than to seek legal counsel for my legal team. And which legal counsel I have, he says, legal proceedings as a result are underway. So it's a decline on whatever invitation might have been sent, because this seems like it was sent way after these episodes might have started. Now, is it possible that they probably then thought of sending the invitation after I made an episode? It might be possible. Okay, so especially with the note of WhatsApp on even date. I'm thinking, if I'm getting this now, it might imply that the same day when they thingy. So I don't know. Okay, sometimes can be bad not to know. Sometimes it's good not to know, because then you open yourself to learning. This is rather unfortunate that, okay, now I've read that part. It says, this has left me with no other option but to seek legal counsel with my legal team, which legal counsel I am duly accepted. And then he says, so basically representation. And then he says legal proceedings are, as a result, are underway. So this can't go back. It's done. The matter is subjudice. Hey, you see there. I will say, you'll see the word, and then you'll see someone trying to explain. Unless you are interpreting, English teachers, they'll be wanting to say, no, you read it like this. I'm not gonna learn how to read it when you type it down. You might help explaining what it means. I am rather advised that since the matter is sub judice, that probably means that going to court, I cannot conduct any further interviews or talk about this merits of this until the matter be concluded. It is for this reason that I decline to respond to anything and your platform or any other platform for that matter. So for this particular part, it tells me the interview that they recently did, they then published an invitation to him to come and respond. We were gonna get a response, but then the invitation probably went out, and then so they're saying, but I was probably going to get a response in text format, by the way. But then the media team of the church can do that and kind of like highlight those particular points and then send them out to me and stuff like that. And so other people can still do that. So it will be the church responding on behalf of the apostle, since the apostle is now with dealing with the legal thingy. So now that implies that that particular statement that he mentioned when he did the interview with the lady, where he said, why would he go to respond where he's not being talked about and thingy? It sounds like you just want the stories to be on your platform, or you only care about this. Does it matter that he responds? Or no? You either want one or the other. If he's responding to the things that you are saying, is that not thinking? Because if you check in my comment section and you see what his followers are saying, it's just. So remember the verse that I read here. Blessed are the, let me go back to that. Blessed are the merciful, for they shall obtain mercy. Does it not matter that he has a chance to respond? People were just angry about that. Now, I do believe that there was something that Mabocho said in that interview as well, that also sounded like, you sure you want to be saying that?
The same thing, Apostle Simon Mokoena. And it's either it's about money. Apostle Mokoena it creates a diffuse Apostle Mokoena platform.
Okay.
But I'm telling you, platform. Those are two possible things. Rikia setaba ya modimo we kena fela a iphapela taba ena maroba ka chelete
with confidence right there on the video said, I went to Mokoena. I am the one that called Apostle Mokoena. Now bear in mind, he's being sued. I've just warned, dude, this sounds like a lawsuit, and you go on and you say what you just said right now. Let me give you a hint at this. What if they just they subpoena for me to get phone call records just to add to their case? It can be proven exactly. You see the storyline that I gave? It can be proven to the dot, to the last second. Every single video that I record, I keep it within an SD from the point when I recorded it. I don't move it until I am done with it. And so if they said, we want to see when you recorded this video, I can show, you see, because I broke down the story like this. I recorded a video. I uploaded reacting to his video. And I was like, wow, this is happening in this video. And I said, a friend of mine called me after uploading the video. All of that stuff can be proven. Why go to paint a story you cannot prove? The money part, I'm not even going to talk about. That's so ridiculous. So he says, you know, it's either I want money to just get views, or I went to Apostle and asked to be funded. My goodness. He's only proving that he can paint narratives, even if he has no proof. This can be used. I'm done. He said, I've been running this story for over 10 years. So I'm to imply that I'm inexperienced to deal with that interview. That's also a very negative thing to say. If the wife just came to you to talk to you right now, and then you say, no, I've been running this story for 10 years. So you've been running what story because the wife just came to you? Do you see how that looks for him when he goes? It paints a certain image. They can literally say, you've been running a smear campaign. And bear in mind, if the legal suit is now against you, that podcast is a terrible look, because you've been running this for 10 years. I thought you were just speaking to the wife. This sounds personal to you. I stated in that video the scenario around the video. They understand I'm not there to agree with him on doctrine or anything. I'm there to give him a merciful spot to say, answer to the things that you feel. We differ in doctrine, but if your wife has said something about you, you can go ahead and answer. You give mercy because that's what you get back. Blessed are the pure of heart, for they shall see God. Now, why did I read that particular portion? It's because Mabocho just sees people as if people are just fighting him or something like that. He paints these stories at the back of his mind that are very shocking. Yeah, like he did that with me in that episode, in that interview. Now, people were asking me about things that he said. Listen, guys, there are things that this man says that are absurd. Mabocho says, now, were you with me? No. I tell you how the story came about. I told you how the response was going to come about. Then you go to a podcast and say, no, Ricky approached the apostle and he wants money. Can you prove that? You have to really sit down and think about the things that you say. He literally lied. Now, bear in mind, there's a record, a conversation record I can present. I can show when I shot my episode. I keep my episodes. I can literally prove I shot this episode at this time. I uploaded the episode. My friend called me at this particular time and went on to talk to the apostle, called me back. I can prove all of that. He goes and presents a story he can prove nothing about. Why does he do that? Because now people think, yeah, no, he's telling the truth. You know, this audience is, because he says, no, Ricky does things for views. While you are doing things for views, you are saying things for clicks. And then he says, no, we did another video with Thingy. I hope you don't put that out there. Now, he said, people were saying things and it's fine. I don't have an issue with having 100 people against me. Even people that I deemed very close to me. When you said out, you guys were out there, you were now painting a certain narrative. It's fine, dude. I'm not here to shake people's hands. I know people can turn against you overnight, even if there's nothing. The things that he said that they were saying, it's fine. I don't need to know that. I don't need to hear that. It's fine. But if you know that you said something that can put you at odds with this particular case that's now out there, he said, I must have gone to Apostle, and I must have called Apostle, and where did I get the Apostle's number? Where did I get it? Now, can you prove that? I'm telling you, I don't have Apostle's number. Even this message of the message that he probably got by now, this particular message, I didn't get it from the Apostle. That's a terrible thing. That is an absolute terrible thing, because he has just shown that he can paint a story. Why does he do these things to himself? What were you thinking? Because he sounds so smart when he says things like that. And then his people, because the audience just into the drama, they're like, wow, Ricky exposed. And you don't realize that you're putting your favorite in trouble, because he's saying things he can't prove. He's saying things that are a lie, pure lie. That was a lie. He cooked it. Mabocho is older than me. I expect more than that from him. He's chosen that particular path, and it's now resulted into this. It's the Reality Show with daily Christian commentary videos. As the audience, sometimes you need to be able to say, hey brother, we don't know about where you're going with this, but this doesn't look thingy. But some audiences love distraction. This is like all distraction. They don't care about, you're saying things, these people shouldn't have a right to respond. What are you saying? And if they are responding, does it matter where they respond? They've responded. But anyways, it is that he's been sent this particular message which announces the lawsuit against him, and also this whole thing. It's Ricky. Y'all have a good one, and I'll see you on a later on episode. Shout out.